can see what we're going to do. Okay, and I'll post this video later. What I'm going to tell you about writing the perfect resume, the perfect cover letter, okay, and then I'm going to shut this off. I'm going to show you how to paint your ligature, okay? I'm going to do it live. I've done it already. If you wait 1 second. See, this isn't finished here, okay? But I'm going to do it live so you can see how it's done. Okay, I actually will do this. And you can start, you know, some people bought the placa. It's okay if you didn't. You can also do it with a marker. It's really hard with a marker, very hard. Or you can do an outline with a pencil, okay? But I do want you to do this because I really want you to understand how a letter form flows. It's very, very important. It's not anywhere near as the experience that we would have had. I had someone lined up to come in and actually paint some of these things in front of you. You know, they're wonderful people who do this. But I did put a video about Tony DeSpina, and I expect that you watch it. Has anyone gotten a chance to see it? Yes? No?
I
No.
watched it.
Is it on Blackboard?
It's on Blackboard here, over here in, okay.
All that. Yeah, I saw that.
There's 3 videos, okay? This one here, this YouTube here. It's an 18-minute video. It was made, believe it or not, by City Tech students, okay? As well as Professor Kapuscinski. I don't know if any of you guys are taking video this semester, but watch this video. It's here. It's at the very end. And the person who is in it is a guy named Tony DeSpina, who actually was a student at City Tech. He's teaching at Pratt now. He's an old fella. But he comes by once in a while to, you know, to show you how to write. But I was going to bring somebody else. I was going to bring either Joel Mason or another friend of mine from Cooper Union, all these hand lettering people, to show you how to hold the brush. It's wonderful when you watch it. Watch this video, okay? It's, you know, I'm gonna give you a teeny tiny assignment when it comes to this, you know. But you know, this is about Herman Zopf, because that experience is something that every art student should have. Someone just comes in and they draw the typeface. And when I was in art school, Herman Zopf came to my art school, and you know, oh, he was already such an old man at that point. But you know, he came in with his paintbrushes and his really, you know, happy sense of humor, and he drew Optima for us on a piece of paper. It was just wonderful to see. And Optima is such a beautiful typeface. It is the typeface on the City Tech shield. Okay, the logo is this typeface, which is a Franklin Gothic condensed. I'm sorry, Trade Gothic condensed. But on our actual logo, it's Optima. It's a wonderful typeface, and Herman Zopf designed it, and he came to visit us. But you can see this is a short video, so it's like 6 minutes. And this is one about Arabic calligraphy, and he writes with a wooden pen, even though some of you may not read Arabic. But it's very interesting the way he equates a person to a to a letter form. So you can take a look at that. It's really very inspiring when you see how different cultures look at different look at typography. Okay, so we'll talk about that. But after we talk about the resume and the cover letter, I'm going to shut you guys off. Okay, I'm here, so you can still contact me. I'll give you my cell. If you want to talk about your stuff personally, we can do that. I'm going to, in the meantime, tape, you know, how to paint it, and I'll post it, and we can either talk about it, etc. Okay, well, you're going to have your full instruction all the time that you're supposed to have. You can always write to me. You can call me on the phone, and I'll talk to you about your work, you know, because that's the most important thing. Okay. All right, so now here we go. We're going to do this. Okay, now, Venetia Moore is a former student here at City Tech. And let me just put this down here. Okay, Venetia was a student at City Tech a bunch of years ago. So in 2015 is when she graduated. She was in the now no longer present program of the CDMG program. You know, she was one of my students. And, you know, we're going to look at her resume. This is her cover letter. But very often when you send out a resume, it looks something like this, right? From one end of the to the other. This is what I know how to do. And this is what it's supposed to be. And look at this. This thing's a mess. It's horrible. Okay. The reason is that it doesn't separate the information. When you first send your resume to any job, okay, chances are strong that a computer is going to read it, because every job, no matter whether it's an intern, an entry-level position, or something for an executive that has 25 years of experience, even if you know the person who is going to hire you, you have to go through this computer vetting, okay? And what it does, of course, it checks your records. You know, on the one hand, it's an invasion of privacy, but that's what companies have started to do. It's just how life is. So your resume goes to you know, there's like 3 or 4 different services. There's Taleo, you've probably seen them. And the computer reads your resume, okay? So what you're trying to do, you're trying to trick the computer into reading only what you want it to read. So it thinks that you are the most ideal candidate. And so the OCR, which is optical character recognition, it scans the entire resume, okay? And if it doesn't see what it wants to see, it goes into the circular file, as they call it. It goes right out, okay? So all of this stuff, even though this person, you know, Benicia, had all kinds of very good ideas, and you can fill this in if you want, but here's the big but. When you organize it, it's the same information, okay? It's the same information, it's just organized in a way that the computer will read it the way you want it to read it, okay? The computer doesn't really care what your phone number is or anything like that. Has your name, okay, got it. What it wants to see is the summary, and that summary is usually the job description, okay? Educated graphic design intern, okay? So when you're writing this one part, you don't have to write objective. You can write summary or nothing at all. This way, when the machine starts to read your resume, it goes right down this way. The reason you have a line here is that you stop it from reading this part. You want them to read this first. This, you know, you guys are young. It's not important. You want, go away. You want the computer to see what, you know, what they're looking for. You know, because when we start talking about what a job, you know, what a job posting looks like, the job posting doesn't look at this. The job posting doesn't list this. It lists this. They want to know what you know, because what you know is why they're hiring, not where you've been. Where you've been is important, but right away the computer reads it first. Okay, so write in the summary, write what you want to do. Okay, she wants to be a graphic design intern. If you want an entry-level position, you don't write intern. What do you write? Entry level. If you have some experience, you write, you know, junior position. These are all different terms, but for now, either you're entry level or you're an intern. Okay, now a lot of you say, I have no experience as a designer. Yes, you do. You already are in, you know, your first, maybe second year of design school, so you have some experience. I know students are like, that's crazy. No, you do have. You have a lot of experience. You've had 5 classes one semester, 5 classes this semester. You've been doing nothing but designing. You know InDesign, you know Illustrator, you know Photoshop, you know typography. You know how to put together a layout. That is more experience than someone who doesn't have that experience. So you are experienced. But you're an entry level or you're an intern, okay? You don't have the 5 to 10 years of professional design experience, but you do have experience. So that's the first thing you gotta realize, okay? So don't put yourself down. Now, we're gonna go down this side first and then we're gonna do the other side. Okay, now here, able to work independently and in a team environment, okay? Now she put Lacoste because she would change the resume for every single person she went to work for. Again, for optical recognition, you know, she would see Lacoste, the computer would see Lacoste, boom. She ended up working for them. That's who she wanted to go work for. So she put that in there. You don't have to do that. But here, able to work independently and in a team environment. That's very, very important. They want to know that, you get along with others and they can give you a job and you'll finish it. Team environment, what do they call team player and all that kind of stuff. That's very important. And that's something that students have a very hard time. And that's understandable also, because in the beginning, you were always taught, you have to do things the way the teacher wants, et cetera, et cetera. But here it is, team environment. Now, skills. You immediately put the first software skills that you have, you put those first. Okay, they want to know that you can do certain things on the computer. All right, Illustrator, InDesign, Photoshop, After Effects. Okay, the other is Microsoft Office, PowerPoint. Put that first, even before Word or Excel. If you know how to do PowerPoints, you've got a job, because they're going to make you design them. Okay, they're going to make you design these beautiful PowerPoint presentations. It's a skill. It's a very important skill, and there are people who walk out of college and they get jobs in places like IBM, all those big corporations, designing, as designers, PowerPoint presentations for $90,000 a year. That's it. That's what they do. So if you're that kind of an information designer, it's not a bad job to have. Okay? You can land there for a year or two while you decide what you want to do. So it's just something to think about. Then you have Excel, Word. If you know how to work a PC, put it there. If you know how to hand code HTML and CSS, there it is again. Here you can talk about your education. See, that's what she does. Bachelor of Technology, Communication Design, and her expected date of graduation. That's it. That's all a computer needs to read. Okay? If it makes it to the other side, usually on this side, that's where HR, the lady with the glasses like this and, and the little sweater, this is what she reads. Here she reads what your phone number is, what your email is to call you. You don't have to put your address, just where you are, Far Rockaway. That's enough. And if you have a website, you put it there. Okay? Don't worry about a fancy logo. She put it in there as a terrible logo, but she wanted to do what she did. Okay, fine, you got it. Now, professional experience. Look at what she puts. Digital content intern. Only 3 months. But she put it in there because it's NBC Universal. And if you look at how it begins, every single phrase begins with a verb. A verb means you're an action person. You do these different things. If you want the list of words, I'll send it to you. But you start every one of these qualifications that you have with a verb. They can see that you know how to do it. You'll see this when we start looking at the job descriptions. Able to do this, format, do it. All those words are all verbs, that you're an action person. Here's another one. At the same time period, web design intern at Paper Magazine. Formatted, optimized, created graphic design images and GIFs. See, she formatted magazine stories through movable type. One sentence, that's all she needed to show. Kenneth Cole Productions. Look, 2 months. 2 months. This isn't, it's a student just like you. She was a student just like you. Now she's a professional. But when she was doing this, she showed that, she was working for some really hot people, but as an intern, okay, not a senior designer. Again, Hip Hop Closet, 5 months in Brooklyn, New York. Design, maintain, generated content. That's a big deal. If you can write, you should say this, generated content for social media. A lot of the executives and designers, they don't know how to do this stuff. They don't know how to write anything. They know how to write, but not in a way that's social media. They don't know how to generate that content for social media. If you know how to do that, that's a very important skill, even if you're a designer. But if you can write this stuff, it's terrific. Now, customer service representative for 2 years at Dean & DeLuca, food prep associate. Has nothing to do with design. Nothing. But the fact that she was working as a customer service representative, that's vitally important. They know that they can send you to meet with a client. Maybe not right away, but you can sit there on client meetings, that you're not going to, that you understand what it's like to be in a service economy. So if you've ever worked in a capacity that you're dealing with customers, you put that in your resume. It's very, very, very important. Okay, so for next week, and I'm going to post it, the assignment is for you to take your resume, put it into this format, and use these action words to start your sentences. You know, she only has, in one sentence, she tells you exactly what she did. Here, design editorials and daily email blasts for the company's campaigns. What else does she have to say? Okay, it's perfect. All right, maintain and updated images on the website. You know, you can't do that if you don't know Photoshop, if you don't know how to, you know, anyone who's reading this understands what she knows how to do. Okay, generated content, we talked about that already. Ensured customer satisfaction by accepting and fulfilling food orders. You might say, oh, come on, that's so silly. No, a customer trusts you to do their food orders. That's a big deal. It's a very big deal. Maintained a clean and sanitary workstation. You know, tell me that's not important. Okay? Displayed and maintained merchandise in its showcase. What does that tell you? She has presentation skills. These are all things that build a very positive, a very positive picture of this person. Of course she got a job. Of course she got the job at Lacoste. Okay? Very simple, straightforward. Okay? You're going to upload one, we're going to correct it, you're going to fix it. This format of resume got her the job. It's the same format that I used to get the job at City Tech. Okay? It's a wonderful, wonderful format. I went to a career counselor. She taught me how to do it. Everybody who I taught how to use this format has gotten the job that they wanted. It always works. Compare that to this mess. Okay? No. Look at that. Okay? Now comes the cover letter. Okay? Your resume can stay as generic as you want. The cover letter is specific. Okay? I will give you templates for this, but here it's, you know, because soon this is gonna break out because I only have 40 minutes on Zoom. It's enthusiasm. I submit my application for creative services intern at NBC Universal. Okay, that you say that you read the posting and you consider yourself an ideal candidate. Okay, if you don't think you're an ideal candidate, how's anybody else going to think that? So you tell them this. I read everything and I know my skills. I'm the best. Okay, pursuing a Bachelor of Technology, blah blah blah. Here you talk about your experience and what makes you qualified. Okay, and it shows that you did these things for somebody else. Okay, now over here, time management skills. It shows other things that you can do. Okay, I look forward to hearing from you, to schedule an appointment. Very forward. Don't worry about it, you know. And if you would like to see additional information and recommendations from my professors, sincerely. Just like that. 3 paragraphs. Okay, so you have a very good idea of this person. She's totally serious. She knows what's going on. They gave her the job. First job out of school, NBC. Not bad, not bad. Okay, so I'm going to take a break now. I'm going to do the lettering. I'm going to call you guys back. I don't know. Do you want to see me do it live or do you want to watch a video? Do I have an answer?
Can you do it live?
Oh my goodness. Okay, fine. Okay. All right. We'll sign off and then I'll log you guys back on. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Fine. All right. See you in a little while.
All right.
Okay. Bye-bye.